Every time Rockstar does something, all hell breaks loose. New screenshots turn Redditors into detectives on criminal minds.
Enhanced Section A6.
The cover art gets hailed as both the greatest and worst thing ever made. Although, at least we get a new mascot. Pre-orders drop. Suddenly, everybody grabs their pitchforks and torches.
Torches! Get your torches!
I can't even imagine what's going to happen when Trailer 3 releases. Now that GTA 6's pre-orders have finally dropped, the gaming side of the internet is somehow more divided than American politics. On one side, you're apparently a complete moron and even subhuman if you pre-order the game. On the other, if you didn't pre-order, you apparently need to get out of your mom's basement and get a job. And somehow, both sides managed to completely miss the point. So let's talk about what actually happened, why everyone's yelling at each other, and why I think this entire conversation has gone completely off the rails. Let's set the scene. On Wednesday, June 24th, Rockstar finally released information about the GTA 6 pre-orders. As of right now, there are two editions, the Standard Edition at $79.99 and the Ultimate Edition at $99.99. People saw the prices, they saw what came in each edition, they saw the pre-order bonuses, and within about 5 minutes, the internet exploded. If you've been online over the last week, you've probably seen one of two types of posts. Either this is the most predatory thing to ever happen to gaming, or that everyone complaining is just broke. There's basically no in between. Let's start with the people against pre-ordering the game. To be fair, most of their concerns are completely valid. Gaming has gotten more and more expensive over the last several years. Development costs have gone up, inflation hasn't exactly helped, and publishers are under more pressure than ever to keep growing profits. Then you look at special editions. They're getting ridiculous. Forza Horizon 6's Ultimate Edition was $120. WWE's Special Edition was $150. And now GTA 6's Ultimate Edition is joining the conversation. Then there's the so-called Physical Edition. You're paying for a physical copy, there's not even a physical disc in the box. And that's pretty frustrating. And the Ultimate Edition raises another concern. The customization options seem significantly better than what's included in the Standard Edition. Even Rockstar's own breakdown left enough ambiguity that people are still debating exactly what some of those bonuses are. To a lot of people, it feels like publishers keep finding newer and bolder ways to squeeze more money out of the consumer. I don't blame them for feeling this way. We've seen broken launches, unfinished games, we've seen misleading marketing, so it's no surprise that a lot of people have reached the point where they either wait for reviews, wait for a sale, or skip the game entirely. And I completely understand where this crowd is coming from. I wish more people would stop treating pre-ordering as an automatic decision. Whether you pre-order or not isn't the important part. It's whether you actually stopped and thought about why. Now look at the other side. The people have absolutely no problem pre-ordering GTA 6. And I get where they're coming from too. This isn't some brand new studio asking people to blindly throw money at a promise. It's Rockstar. Whether you love them or hate them, they've spent decades building one of the strongest reputations in gaming. GTA 5 has sold well over 230 million copies. People are still playing it over a decade later. Red Dead 2 is still considered one of the greatest games ever made by a lot of players, including myself. For a lot of people, the decision wasn't really if they were buying GTA 6, it was when. If you already know you're playing on day one, pre-ordering starts to make a lot more sense. You can preload the game, play the second it launches, get the pre-order bonuses, and then you're done. I've also seen people say, you've had over a decade to save for GTA 6. Now I think that's a little oversimplified. Life happens, people's financial situations change. Not everyone has had 10 years to set aside money for one game, but I do understand the point they're trying to make. This wasn't a surprise release. Most people knew GTA 6 was coming, and if you already plan on buying it, some people would rather budget for it early instead of worrying about another $80 to $100 purchased during the holidays. Then there's probably the biggest argument of all. Value. Yes, $80 is expensive. Nobody's arguing otherwise. But if Rockstar delivers another game that people spend hundreds, if not thousands, of hours playing over the next decade, that price starts to look very different. People spend $80 on dinner, a concert, a sporting event, a night out with the guys. A video game you potentially play for years isn't automatically a worse value than any of those things. Whether you agree with that or not is up to you. But I don't think people making that argument are crazy. If Rockstar has earned your trust, and you already know you're buying the game on day one, pre-ordering becomes a pretty reasonable decision. So, both sides have made pretty good points. The people against pre-ordering have legitimate concerns about pricing, special editions, and the direction the industry has been heading for years. The people who pre-ordered also have a reasonable argument. If Rockstar has earned your trust, and you already know you're buying the game on day one, why wouldn't you? The problem is, that's not what people end up arguing about. Instead of discussing value, consumer habits, or whether Rockstar has actually earned that trust, the conversation turned into this. Somewhere along the way, people stopped talking about ideas and started attacking one another. And that's what frustrates me the most. Because your decision to pre-order or not doesn't magically determine whether you're a smart consumer. It doesn't tell me how financially responsible you are. It doesn't tell me whether you support anti-consumer practices. And it definitely doesn't tell me whether you live in your mom's basement. All it tells me is that you made a purchasing decision based on your own priorities. Maybe you collect physical games. Maybe you only buy games on sale. Maybe you've been saving up for GTA 6 since the first trailer. Or maybe you looked at the $80 price tag and said, yeah, I'll wait. None of those decisions automatically make someone right or wrong. The real conversation should have been about value. Instead, we spent this last week arguing about one another. Where do I fall in all this? Full disclosure, I pre-ordered the game. And no, I don't regret it. Not because I think everyone should pre-order, and definitely not because I think Rockstar is above criticism. I pre-ordered it because for me, it was the decision that made the most sense. I've been waiting well over a decade for this game. I already knew I was playing it on day one. I wanted the pre-order bonuses, and I'd rather pay for it now than add another $80 to $100 purchase to Christmas shopping later this year. And when the preload period goes live, I can download it and launch it the second it unlocks. Those reasons make sense to me. That doesn't mean they have to make sense for you. Everyone's situation is different, and everyone values their money differently, and that's okay. The point isn't that everyone should pre-order GTA 6. The point is people should make informed decisions based on their own situation, not because someone on Twitter called them broke or a corporate bootlicker. At the end of the day, it's your money. Spend it however you think it's worth. I think the thing that disappoints me the most isn't the price. It's not the Ultimate Edition, and it isn't whether people choose to pre-order. It's how impossible gaming conversations have become. Everything has to be one extreme or the other. You're either defending billion-dollar corporations, or you're apparently rooting for the industry to fail. There's almost no room left for people to say, I understand both sides, and that's a shame. Somewhere along the way, this has stopped becoming a discussion about a video game, and become a discussion about what buying or not buying the game supposedly says about you. At the end of the day, whether you pre-order GTA 6, you're waiting for reviews, or you're skipping it entirely, that's up to you. That's your decision. The important part isn't whether you click the pre-order button, it's whether you actually stopped and thought about why. Because making informed decisions is a lot more valuable than winning an argument on Twitter. And judging by the last week, I think a lot of people have forgotten about that. Now, we got 5 months to stop arguing and let Rockstar prove whether all this was worth arguing about in the first place. So I'm curious, did you pre-order the game? Are you waiting for reviews? Or are you skipping it altogether? Let me know in the comments, but more importantly, tell me why. I'd much rather have that conversation than have another Twitter argument. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.